Good morning, everyone. Um, Today, the poem I'm picking up is the Ball poem. The Ball poem has been written by John Berryman, and it teaches a very valuable lesson to all of us. Though he quotes the example of a young boy who loses his ball, and then what lessons he learns. But it contains a very strong message that when we lose something, we should first of all realize our responsibility. That maybe if we would have been careful, then the thing would not have been lost. And secondly, even if something is lost, we cannot stand grieving and shocked. We have to move on. So, as it happens that this world is full of possessions, things will keep losing. Like here, things just do not mean the material possessions. It also means that people who are very near and dear to us, sometimes they may be lost. Sometimes our friends move away to far lands and we lose contacts and touch. And sometimes we lose somebody to death. So the losses keep happening in our life, and we need to learn how to move on. So let me first explain you line wise, and then of course I'll give you how to find out the theme. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? So the poet quotes an example of a young boy who was out out in the field maybe, and playing with a ball, maybe with his friends or alone, but suddenly he lost his ball. And now, what will the boy do, or what will happen to him? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over there. It is in the water. So the poet serves as the narrator here, that he is there and he has seen the ball merrily bouncing and then merrily over down the street and ultimately falling into a water body. It may be harbor place, it may be a stream, it may be a nearby drain. So the ball is lost because it has gone into the water body. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. So sometimes when we usually lose something, especially children lose something, we tend to get like we adults or parents tell them, oh, don't worry, there are so many other balls or there are so many other toys. But the significance of the ball that has been lost is special to the child. Maybe it was his favorite ball, maybe it was gifted by somebody near and dear one. So one thing that is lost, you cannot replace the same thing. It will be another ball, another toy, or another material possession. Okay, for example, a friend moves away and the child does have other friends, but the place that has been vacated by movement of that one friend may not be covered by some other, because for us everybody has different value. I may cherish one particular friendship, I may not cherish other friendships as much. So the poet says that no use to say, oh, there are other balls. The child will not agree, will not understand, as an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy, and the boy is standing near the harbor where the ball has gone, and he's like shocked. He's just looking, he is sad, he's so sad, and he's looking at the ball and grieving in his heart. He stands rigid, like he's motionless. He cannot, he's shocked that he has lost his ball, and so he is not able to move. He's trembling with sense of loss and grief, and he's staring down at that place where he lost his ball, and he does not know how to get the ball back, because it is gone at some water body from where he cannot retrieve, from where he could not get back the ball. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went, and so he stares down at that place where the ball has been lost, and with that ball, all his young days memory. He must be having some fond memories with the ball, and all those memories, all those young days have gone into the harbor where the ball went. I would not intrude on him, the narrator poet says, that I leave him alone to face his grief and sense of responsibility. So the boy is shaking with grief, he's trembling, he's upset, but the poet says that I would not intrude on him, means I will not disturb him or try to console him, but he says that I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. A dime means like a paisa. So he says that ball does not have financial value. It's very cheap. Maybe just a dime. Maybe if we talk in Indian currency, maybe just 5 rupees a ball or 20 rupees a ball. But then for that boy, a dime, another ball means if the narrator gets him another ball, it will not be any use. It will not be any use. And as he realizes that maybe because of his mistake, not being able to catch the ball, not being able to safeguard the ball, he senses his first responsibility. He realizes that it was his responsibility to take care of the ball, and if the ball is lost, it might be his fault. So the boy gets the lesson into the first sense of responsibility, and he realizes. He senses first responsibility. In a world of possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. So the poet says that in this material world, ball is just a metaphor for all the material possessions that we may lose. For example, a girl may lose her favorite doll. A boy may lose his favorite toy, maybe a gun, maybe an engine, a train, or a ball here. So a ball does not only mean a ball, but it is a metaphor for all the prized possessions that a child may have or that we may have. So the poet says that, see, people will take your ball, or sometimes people will take your prized possession, or they might be lost. Balls will be lost always. A ball or a toy or a doll that a child has in the early childhood may not be there when he grows up into a youth and then an adult. So the material possessions do get lost, and he says that no one will buy a ball back. Something that has been lost, the same thing cannot be bought back. You may be having money, but you cannot get that exact piece back. And he says money is external. Money does not matter here. It is external. It will not get back that same prized possession. He is learning. So who is learning? The boy is learning. He is learning his sense of responsibility, and also accepting his sense of loss, that okay, now the ball is lost. I cannot get it back. Well behind his desperate eyes. So he is still desperate to get the ball back. He is still desperate that how can I retrieve it back. But he is also learning the lesson in the sense of responsibility and how to accept the loss. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss. Epistemology means a learning, a lesson, or knowledge. So he understands the epistemology or the logic or the reason, or he accepts that the ball is lost, and he also learns how to stand up. So how to stand up means how to face the sense of loss and then accept it. Initially we grown up also mourn. For example, if my favorite book is taken by somebody and not returned, I will be very, very upset. But gradually I tell myself that okay, fine, now it is lost, I may and I will move on. I will not keep mourning that okay, oh, my ball is lost, my book is lost, my cassette is lost, my CD is lost, whatever, my dress is lost. So anything. And similarly, he says that know how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know. every man, each of us realize one day that things are meant to be lost, and our prized relations, near and dear ones, may also be lost, maybe because of moving away, maybe losing touch, or maybe to death. So there will be losses, and most know many days how to stand up. So for a person, for a human being, maybe may it be a boy, may it be a girl, may it be a grown-up adult, they have to stand up. Means they have to accept that sense of loss, and they have to move on. We summarize the ball poem. The ball poem describes the reality of life. The reality of life that we tend to lose our valuable possessions and our valuable relations. And it gives us the message that how to stand up against the miseries and sorrows of life, how to accept the sense of loss, and how to face the sadness and misery of life. And one fact is that money cannot bring back the memories and feelings attached to a lost object and possession. Money is external. Money cannot replace or cannot bring back the memories and the feelings that are attached to a lost object and possession. We may keep feeling sad every now and then, but our life does not stop there. Then, of course, there is the poem conveys that time has come for us to stand up and accept and realize the sense of loss and our responsibility. So, in the poem, it is apparent that the poet is telling the boy, but actually it's a message for each of us, that we should realize our responsibility and also how to accept our sense of loss. So the ultimate theme is the toughest lesson of life. That is that we should learn the lesson that harsh realities of life that we have is that one day we will lose our prized possessions and even near and dear ones. So we have to face or accept the fact that things do get lost, or we may lose our near and dear ones, but we cannot stop living our life. We cannot continue just grieving. We have to move on. Coming to the poetic devices, the literary device or poetic device of repetition is there in plenty because of repeated use of the word ball, where ball stands for, it's a metaphor for possessions and our relations, which we tend to lose. And so it's a metaphor also. And alliteration, repeated use of be, for example, in the line, buy a ball back. Okay, so these are the main poetic devices. I hope you found the lesson interesting and useful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.